Greetings, Athenian. Eric Niles here in an upper school science lab. I hope it was a safe and healthy July 4th for all of you. As we're sitting here in early July, I wish the trends in the Bay Area were more positive, but they haven't been. It's been a humbling month for us as those trends that were edging more positive and more positive have actually turned negative again. As I'm sitting here today, we are still planning on opening school at the end of August with all of our students here 5 days a week, knowing that the physical and social, emotional health of our students and our employees need to be our priorities. I want to update you on our planning. As you know, about 3 months ago, we geared up a task force of educators to plan for the fall. They have done an incredible amount of work. And now is the time for scientists to join those educators. And so we have engaged 3 different either scientific groups or individuals to help us open school and for the days after school opens. They are forensic analytical consultants. They are industrial hygienists. You can imagine firms that hospitals hire to make sure that their safety precautions are in place. We have hired them to do the same for us. They will create a full safety plan for us to open for the fall. We've hired Dr. Jill Merrick. She's an Athenian parent who has some experience with infectious diseases. She has already proved her worth to us in the planning for our wilderness trip that will go out at the end of this month. And finally, we have hired Keenan Consulting. They are a risk management auditing firm. Their job will be to audit our safety plan to make sure that it covers everything and also to audit the implementation of the plan once school starts and help us make any necessary safety changes. The one piece of the puzzle I haven't quite added yet is additional social emotional resources added to our usual core of on-campus counselors. While I know that it's healthier for our students to be back here in person, I also know that school is going to be very different for both the students and the adults next fall. And if I can, I want to add some additional support to make sure that they have what they need. All of those resources that I talked to you about will be on the ground here on campus in the weeks leading up to our August start of school. And once we've started school, as I said, to make sure we have a safe implementation of our plans. Another piece of our planning has been our schedule, and we are done with our daily schedule for next fall. You can anticipate that Lauren Rayleigh and Amy Wintermeyer will be in touch with you with a video outlining the specifics of that daily schedule. I also need to be really clear with you, going back to those trends I talked to you about at the beginning, that we chose a daily schedule that would accommodate 3 different unique scenarios on campus. One of those scenarios is that we're all here on campus together. That is the one we hope we can do. If we can't, we may need to do 2 other scenarios. One of them is what I'll call a mixed scenario, where we need to actually reduce the number of students here on campus on any given day. In that case, we'll have to do a mix of face-to-face learning and online learning at home for all of our students. And then finally, and the one I hope doesn't come to pass, is that we need to go back into full distance learning if that's what the governor or our county declares necessary at the start of school or even sometime after we've started school in the fall. While we're aiming to open in full in August, we recognize that absent a vaccine or other treatment for COVID-19, that no plan to open the school is without risk. That is why I'm engaging you now and will for the rest of the summer to tell you that we need an even deeper relationship with all of you. I would say a social contract with all of you to make sure that what you're doing at home is fully supporting all the safety measures that we're taking at school. I'm going to remind you of our 4-word mantra. I think this is a very complicated situation, and as much as we can simplify it for us and you, that would be great. The 4 words, again, face, space, hands, and home, actually cover all the things that we need to do at school and at home. Now is the time for you to start thinking about how to make all those things happen at home as well. It's also a time where you should mark Monday, August the 10th on your calendar. That is 2 weeks out from the start of school. And that's a time where you should start planning in earnest for the beginning of school, where we may ask you to do a shelter in place with you and your children to make sure they're as healthy as possible. Where if you haven't already, you should start getting your child ready to wear a mask on campus, which is going to be required for most of the time that they are here. We will institute a phone app that will require you on a daily basis to do health screenings for COVID with your children. And you'll need to use that app every single day to report that you've done the screening and that your child is healthy to come to school. I know that's a little bit different than what you normally do. You normally only call in if your child is sick and will be absent from school. But on a daily basis, we're going to need you to screen your child, let us know they're screened and healthy. If you don't do it, your child may not be able to go to school that day. So you can anticipate that we are going to practice that screening together. I'll do it with my employees as well in the weeks leading up to school so that it's not confusing as we head into the first days of school. That is enough for now. Please know that in the days and weeks ahead, we are going to do increasing communication with all of you because there's a lot of details we need to share for the fall. We're trying not to do it all at once because it would be too overwhelming. But I promise you, you will get all the details you need for a safe return to school this fall. Thank you very much. Be well, and I'll be in touch.